to come out now? Okay. Here you are. Surprise! I I know that usually we just do simple stuff when we're hanging out, but I figured that if we're gonna hang out together on Valentine's Day, I should do something special for you. Because you're a special person. And, well, I want to make you feel special. So, I prepared us a little picnic. I mean, I'm sure you were able to tell that we were going to the park, but I have a nice blanket. And I have some foods for us. And I even, because, of course, you are very small, I figured that it might be nice for you to have some tiny versions of food. So you weren't just eating, a crumb of banana bread or a drop of soup. You could actually have teeny tiny little finger sandwiches. Or, I also got you, there's this wonderful, metalsmith in town. I don't really know what you'd call them, but they made this adorable teeny tiny thermos. I'm not sure how well it works because it is very small, but I put a little bit of tea in there for you. And of course, I myself also have some tea. And I have a few other things. I have some cookies. I of course made you your own tiny tray of them. And yeah, do you like it? I'm so glad. It was a little bit of effort, but completely worth it for you. Of course. You mean very, very much to me. And I want to make sure you know that. And as your unofficial Valentine, I figure it's only right to make sure you feel like the most important person in the world. Well, shall we start digging in? Alright. Oh, doggone it. I meant to bring my portable CD player along, and it is currently still sitting on my dining room table. It's okay. I mean, the sounds of nature are just fine, I suppose. So, yeah, you like it? Good. Yeah, it's not like a personal recipe, but it is the one I always go to whenever I'm making them. I like to kind of, I guess, collect recipes from people. It's, I think it's easier than trying to find them myself, because then, of course, I have to test them out, and if I like them, if I don't like them, it's usually easier just to find people with similar tastes to me and, just take whatever recipes they suggest. Which is always a bit difficult when they do it by ear. It's like, well, how'd you make this? And they tell me, just follow your heart. Add so much ground cumin that you could drown in it. And I'm like, well, that seems like an awful lot. And then I add that much, and then I realize it was metaphor. But that's beside the point. point being, I'm glad that you like this. Because you deserve to. And, yeah. Sorry, I'm getting all mushy and soft. Yeah, so, actually, I found out about them a couple days ago. Um, I've been admittedly looking for lots of stuff for you because, you're small and I want to make sure you feel welcome at my house. So you don't just, show up to it and, you have to deal with a bunch of makeshift stuff. I mean, I know that's kind of charming to a certain degree, but I also know it might be a bit awkward, me drinking out of, a water bottle and giving you, I don't know, something not that, like a bottle cap to drink out of. You have to hold it like a bowl. So I've been really wanting to make sure that you feel comfortable and, at home whenever you're at my home. And, so because of that, I've been doing a lot of research, trying to find, people who can, make that kind of stuff. And, I found out that there was this entire group, actually, just in the city, who makes all kinds of, and they're, normal-sized, well, big-sized people like me. And they make all kinds of stuff for smaller folk, and they have a few smaller folk on their teams as well. Kind of give guidance and make sure things are being done properly. But the entire idea is kind of meant to be, figuring out how to make stuff that's smaller than you, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of their, motto or something. Kind of, doing stuff that maybe isn't as helpful to them because they're so big, but it's helpful to other people who might not have access to it otherwise. Because, they might not have the right equipment or, whatever. So, yeah. I was talking to them, and I actually got a few other things from their store, or I guess it's a store. It's like a studio workshop and a store at the same time. But, yeah, I got a couple things from there, and that includes that really cool thermos. I thought it was, it looks like a normal thermos, or, the big thermos. So, I would assume that it works the same way, but I don't know. Yeah. So, anyways, that's that, I guess. It really is just, small stuff, I guess. Pun not intended. But, yeah, it's just stuff I like to do to make sure that you feel welcome. And, if you do feel welcome, then I'm doing my job right. Speaking of, I think of all the days we could have picked to go somewhere, this is one of the best. Yeah, I'm not used to February having such warm weather, but this is really nice. Yeah, and given that when I was looking at the weather and it said that there might be rain today, I was a bit concerned. I'd have to change my plans last second and just take you to a movie or something, but no rain in sight. Clear skies. Well, maybe a few clouds, but, relatively clear. And, not damp. It's overall just a really fantastic day for this. And thank you as well for coming out, speaking of. I know that you've been really busy recently, and that's perfectly understandable, of course. But I do appreciate that you made time to come out and see me and let me treat you out to a nice little day in the park, or, a couple hours in the park, you know what I mean. Of course. Well, like I said, I know you've been busy, so I've been trying to, not pester you. Don't want to be like, telling you every day to come hang out with me when you're not feeling up for it, or you don't have the time, or whatever. So, when you mentioned that you actually had off for a few days, I thought that would be the perfect time. So, but again, I didn't want to, stress you out by taking up the few precious days you have off to yourself by then demanding you hang out with me. But, anyways, I do really appreciate you coming out, though. And on such a perfect day, it's so worth it. Well, of course. I mean, it's my pleasure to set this all up. I mean, it was not hard stuff to make, so. I mean, I think the hardest part was probably the cookies, and that's just because they kept sticking to the pan. So whenever I tried to peel them off, I had to use an X-Acto knife to slowly get them off the pan so they didn't just immediately crumble into cookie crumbs. Teeny tiny cookie crumbs too. But I mean, aside from that, everything else was relatively easy. Well, I'm glad that you've enjoyed. If you're done eating, I can pack this up and we can maybe, if you want, we can go on a little walk around the park. It's a really beautiful park. There's some really great scenery. Have you been here before? Okay, yeah, I thought so. But I also wasn't totally sure. I'm surprised by how many people don't even know this park exists, actually. It's, I think, just outside of most people's paths around the city or town. But yeah, most people don't tend to realize it's there, I guess. Just walk right by it. Which I don't know how, but then again, I like this kind of stuff. I guess most people don't. Or, they don't, maybe not, they don't disenjoy it. Or they don't dislike it, but they don't like it either. Anyways. Yeah, I guess so. Well, if you want, I can go ahead and put you in my pocket if you'd like, and then I'll just go ahead and fold this blanket up, put these plates back into the basket, and we can be right back. I'll just put the basket in my cart, and then we can get going. Take a little walk around and do whatever you'd like. Alright, sounds great. Well then, if you'd like to hop on my hand, there you go. And let me see. Hold on, just gotta move a couple things around. Don't want you getting squished. Alright, there we go. Alright. And there you are. Nice and comfy in there? Alright, good. Give me just a minute. And then once I've put everything back away in my car, I'll take you back out, okay? Alright, and if you need anything, just squirm around or something. I'm sure I'll be able to feel it. Okay. Alright, give me just a second.